Good evening, man. I just feel like we just had a little bit of an episode of Bachelor in Paradise or something there.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean, I don't know what that was
very
all about,
beautiful.
Paul. I love just being able to see our guests backstage just react to that a little bit. So, what are you doing, Paul?
What? Where am I doing?
Yeah,
Oh, finally, I'm at camera camp, creator camp.
yeah. I'm
Wait,
actually not there anymore because I
dude,
hogtied our guest and I took his spot. So I don't know.
that's a very sick background, but it is a little vintage, don't you think?
I put it purple because that's my color, Paul. So
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
dang it, I guess I got to go back to my studio then. Mine's not cool
Yep,
enough.
yep.
You know.
So we got a fun show tonight, Paul. We got a few different news segments tonight. We have an awesome guest here. We will introduce him in just a second here, but it's going to be a fun one. I think we got some stuff up our sleeve tonight. So should we
Literally up your sleeve, don't you?
should we show who our guest is tonight?
Let's bring you to it.
Let's
everything the Switch does. Don't do that. You're such a rule follower, babe. There's a giant metal switch in the middle of the jungle. I'm pulling it. I gotta know what it does.
It didn't do anything, did it?
It didn't, but yeah, I can't believe you put the skinny dipping footage on there. That was great.
I mean, if you've watched the show so far, every week I'm going through people's channels with like home.
That was amazing. I know when you said that you were gonna quiz me on my channel, I was like, wow, you will win that quiz. There's no way. Hey, Christian Rubio's here. What's up, dude? I can see the little chat thing too.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you can.
He's the one that hooked me up with Evolve in the first place, and I got to start making skateboard videos. He's great.
What's up, man?
So, question, Dave, is this your old background or is this your current background?
That's a current one. So,
okay.
So the battery wall wasn't there. The old house, it was like on the side wall. It was turned. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say this to you, but I hope that not much of the internet hears it, because I know that when you say to the internet, "Don't do something," then that's what they tend to do. But I will say, I go by David and not Dave. But lots of people write on the channel like, "Hey, Dave," but it's only because when I was a kid, I was young. We lived in Michigan, and I had a neighbor named Dave who was kind of a dick, and I didn't like that kid. And that was my way, like as a child, to I was like, "He's Dave, I'm David," and then forever on, I was like, "I'm David, not Dave." But lots of people, my dad even calls me Dave. Happens all the time.
Real.
I mean,
I guess you're right.
I think you literally just told the internet to call you Dave now.
I know. No, I understand that. I know. My nieces and nephews, they both do it. Even my friends, two of my best friends, when they want to like really get me, they go, "Okay, Dave."
I can see that. Yeah.
My brother's name is David. So
funny story. So after I set up this background, I realized David. Watch your key light in your background.
Oh yeah,
it happens to be where mine is too.
Oh, look at that. See, look, I got rid of it though because Maria. Oh, I can't remember her last name right now. She's the sweetest though. She always comments on videos. She's a total sweetheart. She was like, "Love the video, but the new key light that's right there was really distracting." So in the next video, I moved it for her.
Yeah, for me, if I had more space, I mean, that's the corner of my room. So if I had more space, I would tuck that thing away. But
yeah, mine's up top now.
Mine's a work in progress. I just got moved into this room. We had like a wall decorated, and now I got
Eddie.
All over again.
I like your lightsabers, dude. The new room looks good with lightsabers.
Those?
Yeah, I think they look great.
So I guess it's funny. A company sent me those. They sent me an email like yesterday. Hey, when are you gonna do the video for those? Sorry, I just got done setting up, and I don't want to do it until I actually test them out a little bit. So yeah,
I have a pile of stuff. We're doing a backyard. Tangents. We're doing a backyard right now, and how the house is situated to pour some of the concrete. The guys, you guys know I'm in my garage. They'd come through here with like a wheelbarrow full of cement to dump it. So of course the guys, we start chatting. Like, "Oh, what do you do? Look at these cameras, all this." And they're like, "Oh, well, you got a bunch of free stuff. Isn't that awesome?" And I was like, "It used to be awesome. But free stuff at first, like I remember Ulanzi sent me like the smallest thing at first, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so rad!" Like, and my wife and I were just geeking out, being like, "They sent it to you for free? What are you talking?" It was just like some cheap Ulanzi thing, and but now I realize that anytime a company sends you something or offers to send you something, what you are agreeing to is work. What you're agreeing to is like, yes, I will make you a video. I'm going to go spend like 10 hours, 12 hours of my time to make a video about your thing. And that's our little exchange that's happening. So then you go, wait a minute, this thing's like $200. Is it worth me spending 12 hours working on a video for something? And then like the exchange, I mean, obviously it's different because like we're posting it online and all that, but
I mean, I think definitely being a starting channel too, like I'm a
great,
fairly small channel, and it's nice to be able to, you're getting content to do. Because now it's like, now I got to put out a video on the we whatever those Crane M3 was.
Yeah.
Plus I like it. I didn't have to buy it. That was nice.
Yep. That's always always a benefit.
I like when you take stuff, when you get freebie stuff of stuff that you were already gonna buy or you want to buy. So
yeah, those are the best. Like when I get the
emails every day though, where
from what?
I get all the emails every day, still like everyone else, where try our whatever for free, and you're like, no,
we'll send it to you for free, and you go, I don't want
it. Well, I keep getting the same email to do some sort of like plugins for some, I don't even remember what program it is, but I don't have it. I use Final Cut. And I message them back like, I use Final Cut, sorry. And then they send me another one like a week later. It's like,
how long have you been using Final Cut?
I've been using I don't know. I came from Apple and iMovie and stuff like that. I just never really got into Premiere, and
never did Premiere.
I did, but I just never really liked it. And I did a lot of video production stuff back in like 96 to 2001 from high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So like we were using, I mean, crap that's we were using real edit decks for a long time.
Wow.
And then we switched to, I don't know, some Avid something.
Which is crazy because now like the new Mac Studio came out, and it's like that's like a room full of edit decks in this little thing now. From back in the day. But yeah, so I bought this computer. This is the new MacBook Pro, all the fancy stuff. And I purchased Final Cut with it. Like when I was like checking out, I was like, do it. I'm making the switch to Final Cut. I've had it for like a while, and I have not. I think I've opened Final Cut twice. And I like went to do something, and I went, "Oh, I'm such a noob at this." And crazy. I haven't like taken. And then I heard this Jordan Peterson thing the other day that was like so convicting on me, where he basically is like, don't be a coward to try something new. The reason you're afraid is you're afraid to be a beginner. You're afraid to be bad at something. You're afraid to not be good at something, so you don't do it. You don't try something new. I mean, he's got, it's Jordan Peterson, so he goes on this whole long tangent. But I was sitting there, and immediately it popped in my head, and I was like, that's how I feel about Final Cut. I was like, I don't want to be a beginner again.
It's definitely a program that's different, because I mean, like the magnetic timeline and all that stuff. If you hate that, you're never going to get past that.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's
like you can't switch like, oh, I want to be magnetic right now, but then later I want to be like,
you can. I mean, there's ways to make that. I mean,
there are shortcuts to bypass
timelines open. Like, yes, you can. I can have like 5 timelines over here, and then they pop up like little tabs, so I can create like a whole section of a video here. But like my main timeline hasn't changed, and I go over there and I like copy paste it. And
you can have projects open, and then you just click to different projects.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of benefits for both of them. Like Final Cut is the nice thing about it is if you are new to anything, it's really simple to learn. If you're coming from something else, you have to like think a little bit about it. But I like how all the effects and transitions they have a tab for it. You're like, oh, it's like, oh, look, click, drag, drop, done. And then it's really simple in that regard. Plus on Apple, it's going to be,
that's why I want to make a switch. That's my main reason is I've seen the writing on the wall. Apple is like, they've actually really gone hard. The thing is that when I made the decision to really invest in Premiere, this is like way back in the day. I don't even know what Final Cut was out, but it was terrible. I just remember it being terrible, and it was crummy. And it seemed like, do you remember Aperture, the photo editing program from Apple?
Yep.
So that's what I used to use also. So I used Aperture, and then I was like trying to play with Final Cut, but then obviously I still had Premiere. I did not use Lightroom. I used Aperture. And then Apple just like pieced out on it. They were like, oh, we're not going to do Aperture anymore. We're killing the program after years of that being like my jam and really getting good. Even one of my friends, Sarah, did like courses. She made courses for Aperture. And then like the next year they killed it. And we were like, oh, come on. So I kind of thought that they were just out of pro apps in general. And they were going to go, no, we're not going to do pro apps. We're just going to focus on the hardware. We'll let Adobe do all the software. So that's when I kind of doubled down. And also, like, I didn't have a channel yet at the time. I was just doing video for fun and stuff. So I know.
Yeah,
it's like,
man, how things have changed.
Yeah. When I kind of came back to, because I took a big gap of doing film stuff. Like I went like 4 years of high school with Media Productions 1, 2, and we created 3, which was a solo independent class for me. Nice. That was just to keep me in the like. Well, that was just because if you were on those classes, you were involved with the newscast for the school. And I got to the point where they wouldn't allow me to be in the class again. So we created a new independent study called Media Productions 3, just so I could stay in there.
That's great.
We had a guy whose dad worked in Hollywood, so he brought us stuff that we had no business having in 2001.
That's awesome.
Crazy green screen backgrounds and but I wanted to go that route. Instead I went auto body and then eventually went pharmacy, but then I kind of started getting back into like film stuff again, and we had a travel channel. And I went
auto body. Were you making videos about cars?
No, I wish. I mean, anything camera wise, even 5 years ago, just looked like crap now though. So
yeah, I guess that's true. That's true.
And it was all very hard to just upload anything because you had to plug in your RCA cables to your graphic card. And
so I mean, I have one of those around. I still have probably 100 DV or mini DV tapes that I need to convert, like all like high school footage.
Well, I had the Windows Media, which was like terrible editing program for free.
Yeah.
And then I got a Mac, so then I was like, I'm gonna go back to iMovie because I know how to use that. And
I remember Windows Media. That was Windows Movie Maker. That's what I had.
Yeah, Movie Maker. And iMovie works good, but you can't put any effects on anything.
No.
You can't do anything.
You can't stack
I felt like I got really good at doing color grading just with the saturation dial and the highlights and shadows.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, yeah, this looks really good." And you're like,
highlights, crank the shadows.
Yeah, there's no Luma scope or anything, so you're just all eyeballing it, and
that's great.
Sometimes I think that's what it takes too, because I'll be grading and I'll see the shadows, and you're just getting everything right where it's supposed to be, and you're like, this image doesn't look exactly like I want it, and then you screw with it, and you're like, well, now I'm clipping highlights, but it looks better,
It also depends on what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who somebody commented on the channel the other day, and I know that they're trying to say it as an insult, but I take this as a massive compliment, and they were like, that intro is pretty Casey, bro. Like LOL, like kind of like trying to do the whole oh, you're copying
Casey, yo.
Which anytime anyone makes a vlog at all, someone's gonna write that.
Right. I mean, to me, that's kind of flattering, anyways.
It's a huge. I try to explain to people. I wrote. That's what I wrote back to the guy. I was like, dude, that is a massive compliment. Thank you so much. Also on comments in general, anyone that's mean to you in the comments, kill them with kindness.
Treat them with love, and they'll make some more work.
It's the best. It's the best. I've legit had people the next morning write me back, just a mean comment. Someone would be like, "You have your voice annoys me," and I go, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. That's just my voice. You might want to grab another channel. Probably don't watch mine anymore. Have a great day." And I'll legit get a response the next morning being like, "I'm so sorry. I was I don't know. I was lashing out. I'm gonna delete the comment," and then they delete it, and I just go, "That's great."
I think there's something to be said though when you have people who are creators who have pretty large channels. There's not sometimes a lot of communication between normal whatever people and the creator. So sometimes when you write back, it's they're like, "Holy crap!" David Manning just wrote back to me. That's awesome.
That's
so, and it gets challenging.
If possible.
I commented every single thing on every video all the time. And then, I mean, now I'm at 3,400, and it gets tough to sometimes keep up with it.
Mm-hmm. So I just set an hour aside. I do an hour, and here's my biggest trick is don't go to your most recent video and respond to comments. Just go into your back end in Studio, go to comments and respond to the most recent comment, because your ROI on somebody that just commented 20 minutes ago is so much higher than someone that commented a month ago and like you missed it and then finally you got to it. Your ROI, your hour that you're going to sit there and respond to comments is so much better spent on someone that's going to go, bro, I just commented like 20 minutes ago. He wrote me back. That's like, that's such a better person to like give that experience to than someone that like wrote a month and you're like, oh, so sorry. Like, just get into this now. Like, here's your answer. Yeah. So anyone that's ever commented and I haven't responded in a month, comment again.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that sometimes I'll get the like notification that there's a comment. You click on it and it's not there, and it's gone. You're like, did someone delete it? Is it like auto shadow banning it, or is it?
Hey, real quick, Rob Sambles is in the comments right now, and he's a legend. He's in the UK. He's like a killer photographer. Has a great channel. Love his channel. He's the one, if you remember in the Peter McKinnon video, where he's reading people's comments and he stops on Rob Sambles and he goes, Sambles. Sounds like sandals. I left, my name's Rob Sandals. I left my sandals at, I'm going to go to Costco and get some sandals.
I remember that.
You remember that? That's him, Rob Sambles. He's great. I just wanted to shout him out.
I live by, I can't remember his name right offhand. I live close to a guy who's one of the Sony master shooters for weddings and stuff. Like I remember we chatted a while back on like some Clubhouse thing. If you remember the
Mike Cologne. It was Mike Cologne's Clubhouse, but I don't know who else was in there.
Yeah, it was one of the guys. He actually lives by me. Okay. I've been meaning to want to like meet up with him at some point. I mean, I'd love to learn more about photography. And that guy who's like does celebrity weddings and stuff is probably pretty good at what he does. So
probably decent. Decent. The artisan thing's a tricky thing. Oh, he's gonna send me some samples to review in a video. He's great. I love that guy. Yeah, the artisan thing's an interesting thing because it was when I remember when Sony first like launched I switched to Sony. Wait, go back there. The A7R II in 2014. I got the story is crazy how it happened. I knew that Sony was coming out with this new camera. I went, oh, that would be super dope. Like, that looks great. I just picked up another 5D Mark III, I think it was, in 2014. I think it was Mark. So I got 5D Mark II, 5D Mark IIIs, bunch of Canon glass, like all set up. We live in a place in San Diego called Pacific Beach, me and my roommate. And I can't remember where we went. Like, we went to like Big Bear or something. She was my fiance at that time. No, my girlfriend still? I don't know. At some point. Oh, this is
all a blur.
Change that. This all happened in 2015. That's when the camera came out. So 2015, someone breaks into my house and legit like wipes out half my studio. Doesn't make any sense what they took because like they left the 24-70. They took both camera bodies. They left the 24-70. They took like 2 other lenses. They took like 2 hard drives. I don't know. We get broken into. So I go through insurance and no joke, like the insurance cuts me a check and it's like a month before the A7R2s are going to come out. And I'm going, oh, I've got shoots all month. Like, what am I going to do? My buddy Jeremy had just retired from wedding photography because he got a big fancy corporate job. He let me use all of his gear for like a month and a half until the A7Rs came. And then that's how I ended up with the A7Rs. And anyways, at that time, I was so excited about this idea that, oh, they're going to have artisans. Like I want to be an artisan. I want to be an artisan. I want to be an artisan. And then from friends of mine that have been through the program, it's a great program and it's awesome for the people that are in it. But you definitely don't have, like, you couldn't do what we do on YouTube because the cons list that you would go over isn't.
You don't get to talk about.
You're not encouraged to. And I realized pretty early on, like it was one of the experiences that definitely gave me perspective on doing this, like reviewing a camera for other people to make a purchasing decision. Like that's really what I always think I'm trying to do is like, I'm just trying to help you figure out like you have the 1X2 and you're like, oh, should I buy the 1 RS? Like, is that worth it to make that switch? That's the main thing that I'm trying to help people do. And I realized that if you're too tied in with companies, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like you can't be good at that part of it.
Well, speaking of the R, speaking of the RS too, like you just put out that video yesterday.
Yeah.
That dropped yesterday. Fun timing for you to be on the show too, because it's a nice talking point we can talk about. But
really,
yeah, like I just bought this like 2 weeks ago, and now I'm snowboarding all day. I got like hours of footage all day through night, and then I see the thing that posts the next morning that said, Insta360 new item on March 22nd. I was like, well, no wonder this thing was on sale. Like,
yeah.
So then I'm like, well, I don't know where to go with this video. So my video I was going to put out like probably yesterday is now on a, like, I'm waiting to figure out what I want to do with the video.
You should make the video, because
I'm gonna make the video, but now it's like, is the talking point why I'm keeping this instead of that one, or you know, because I don't have the other one to test.
Do you have anything else? Like, do you have GoPros or Action 2s?
I got it, you know, GoPros and stuff.
You have a 1R, the original 1R, don't you?
I rented that one when we went to Mexico. So that one, that's the nice thing about like also these kind of cameras too, is if you have to go rent one, you rent them for like
cheap,
$30 for a week or something. So
yeah.
I'll
tell you, I'll spoil my video, because I'm gonna make that video on the RS versus the X2, and that's basically like the 10-second pitch would be on it. This is like your all-around camera. The 360 on this and the 360 on that are the same. They look great. They're both the same. The 4K mod on this thing is very good now, and the 1-inch mod is bananas. It just looks, it's a 1-inch sensor. It looks great. But if you don't need that stuff and you're just like, hey, I just want to add 360 to my little quiver, then dude, the X2 is amazing. And
I just like I said before, what I like about it is you can just screw it on and that's it. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like the problem I had in Mexico is that I got home and I had the camera just slightly tipped in on the tripod, and it showed the stick on half the shots, dude, especially when it was like bouncing around.
In yesterday's, I was telling you before that there's a super extendable stick that they made. It's got to be 11 feet long, which is what I was using in that the side by side in the dune buggy. And there's a couple of shots that you'll see, like I mean, he's flying. The one bummer about any action camera is that it's so wide that you lose sense of speed. He is going flying through those dunes, and I'm just like, oh, hold it, don't drop this camera that hasn't even been released yet. And because it was so long, it actually bowed, because he's going so fast, and the thing's out the window, and it's like bending back, and you'll see like what looks like
this one does that. I feel like too. This is only good.
But somehow
this one's only like,
what is this,
a 3-foot one or something like that? I don't know what this is. But
no, I think it's like 4 or something.
But I had a couple spots on the snowboarding video where it was bouncing and bending, and
you saw it.
I saw it a little bit.
You saw the little hand grip
for a split second, and then it went away. So
I don't know if it's on the app, but if in the studio version, there's one called dynamic stitching that can help.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, another quick shout out in the comments. Brandon Talbot is here. He is a fantastic YouTuber. He does like a lot. He's kind of famous now for the Whoop strap, but he does a lot of like fitness-based tech stuff. What's up, Brandon? He's great.
Yeah, I remember when you first
put all the comments on the screen, by the way, because we're streaming this to both of my channel and Paul's channel.
Oh, dope.
So like, if I talk about a comment and someone's on the wrong channel, they're gonna be like, "What is he talking about?"
They don't see it. Sorry. Well, I mean,
and then
either way,
and then sometimes it gets. Yeah. We also got
get out of here.
Get out of here.
So these comments don't flow to both channels.
Well, if someone writes a comment on my channel, people on Paul's channel aren't going to see that, so that's why we just throw them on here. So
Roger. Hey, real quick, back to the Casey thing.
Yeah.
The point of that, the whole reason that launched into that is this all the way. Also, is why there's so much editing in my videos. When you were saying like, oh, like pulling highlights, pulling shadows, you're so focused on that part of YouTube, I think, and it's just my prediction, I think it's going to start leaning back away from this looks perfect. I'm using S-Log and running another thing. Like everything looks perfect and the lighting's perfect. I think we're going to go back to grabbing a camera and knocking it and be like, hey, and it's overexposed, but I think that's what people are craving more again. Running away.
That's why this is going to be
ZV-1
still the most popular camera this year.
I think so, dude. I think so.
Yeah,
I think what they're making a second one or a second version or a second type of that camera this year, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yeah,
sounds like they're making a cheaper version, which maybe it won't be 4K or something. I don't know, but
yeah. I think just I don't know, like the.
Well, you see the shifts in all the people's channels too, like even like Peter McKinnon's doing more run and gun stuff that's less
and he's not even using his own ND filters while he's doing it.
Yeah, that's true. And then like Peter Lindgren, you know, he's just even his big channel, he's kind of going away from the polished a little bit. And the nice thing about doing that is that when you do a segment then that is polished, it really stands out.
Yes.
So then when you just do something like simple, quick 3-second cinematic shot, you're like, oh wow, that looks nice. You know, and then so it's kind of a nice little balance to be able to do that. Not everything has to be super polished. So
this is a conversation that me and Brandon Talbot have been having actually recently, is talking about how to get out of your niche a little bit to be able to grow an audience, but also not just have to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. Like like what I mentioned, whoop strap is like his jam. So if he puts a whoop, like any video he does, if it says whoop in it, he knows he's gonna crush it. And then he'll make another video like something he really likes, and it won't get as much traction. Obviously, on my channel, it's like I've been a professional photographer for 14 years, and I was at the other day filming something. And I had 2 big cameras. Like I was not playing with action cameras. Two A7S IIIs next to each other. And I'm like walking down the street, and the guy stops his car and he goes, "Hey, you're that GoPro guy on YouTube, right?" And I go, "Yeah." Brandon. Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, totally." He's like, "Good videos, man. Keep it up." And then drove away. So like this guy he doesn't know my name. He doesn't know who I am. He's just like, "You're the GoPro guy." 100%. And in my mind, I was standing there with these I had 2 cameras plus lens. I was probably holding like $8,000 worth of professional camera gear, and I was like, the GoPro guy, huh? Which is fine.
The thing that works really, like you did, obviously you made some videos on GoPros and they caught on.
Yeah, the GoPro videos.
My channel's the same way. Like I did a lot of videos on the ZV-1 and ZV-E10, and what I'm really quickly noticed is that the people who watch videos for the A7S III content have that camera and they know what they're doing too.
Yeah.
The people who watch my stuff are just buying a camera for the first time and they don't know anything about anything. And that's why it's such a value. And like GoPro is the same way. It's an affordable entry level camera. But they always look like crap when you don't do anything with them. And so it's like knowing what you need to do to make a GoPro look better and like look like the commercials.
I want to make a video on that actually, because I don't think you need to do much to the footage. I think you need to know the lighting, and you need to understand how to shoot, which angles to shoot in, and how to use light to your advantage. Because an iPhone can take an amazing picture in great light, but then when the light is crap, it falls off, while this thing can still take a great picture.
Right.
Like that's like in perfect lighting, this camera and the iPhone, you're gonna go, I don't know, it's almost hard to tell. Maddie put out a video about that a long time ago, and
I remember that video. Yeah, it was really
great. It was crazy. Like put it in side by side in great lighting. They both look great, but what an expensive camera, larger sensor, all that has is that when lighting isn't perfect, that's still gonna look great. But so all this is to say, with me and what me and Brandon were talking about was how do you, Kyle, not make just those beginner photography? Because here's the other thing is, if you look at who's watching your videos, when you make videos like that, it's not your subscribers that are watching. Like you'll get like a boost video and you go, oh, like 5% of the viewers came from subscribers, and these people also didn't become subscribers, right? So they're not here for Kyle, they're here for this content, and they're maybe if you make another ZV-1 video or 2, they might come back and watch that video, but they're not. Like with Casey, the reason that we all watched Casey was not for any other reason, but we liked Casey. We were like, oh, that guy's dope. And I think Peter has some of that too. Like Matty Hapoya for sure has, like, everyone's got their like base core audience, but I think that as YouTube starts leaning back to story, to, hey, don't worry about your camera being perfect, just record some story, like get more of who you are into it, get more of like a little bit of your life. Like Maddie does a great job, I think. Like I've looked at him a ton as far as like what I want to start leaning the channel towards more is like even the girls being in a couple of videos here and there, people getting to know who I am. There's like this, it's weird, like when you're doing this and you're like, oh, here's my YouTube world, and then here's my other world. And then when you look at Casey, like, of course, it's still the same thing. He still has a huge separation. You're watching a 10-minute clip of his day, but
you don't feel that though.
You don't feel that. You feel like you know what's going on with him.
Well, that was the weird thing. The first time I had met Gene, we went to that Lefty IPA release in like Michigan. I drove to Michigan for that.
Oh, dope. Okay.
It's weird because it's like them. I know like everything that he needs he's let everyone know about him. So then it's just kind of there is that weird, like I feel like I know everything about your life.
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe that's not true, but some people maybe that is true. Like maybe there isn't as much separation as there should be. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing for them. They're like, we haven't done many event things, so like this is new for us.
Yeah, it's
like,
really weird. Meeting someone in real life that has watched your channel a bunch
or knows
I've had a few like in real life encounters where someone's like, you have a YouTube channel, right? And I'm just going, yeah like I don't know what to say. It's a weird, like on my screen it's just numbers.
Well, it's weird for me. The one time I've had that scenario happen to me where someone recognized me, they recognized me from being a guest on Ken Dobo's Drone Brews.
Oh no, that's fun.
They were like, "Hey, weren't you on Drone Brews?" And I was out by this like lake with this cabin and doing some like footage for the ZV-E10 when it came out.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh, I think I recognize you. Have you been on Drone Brews with Ken?" I'm like,
"That's hilarious.
That's how people recognize me is from Drone Brews."
Yeah, and then it's even like the weirder in real life meetup is when you meet another creator that you haven't met in real life yet, but they watch your stuff and you watch their stuff, and then you meet in real life and you're like, oh, hey,
we're already friends.
What? Like so weird. It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh,
very odd.
Speaking of knowing, creators, Paul, you wanna take this one?
Hey, wait, real quick before you do, if you want to know someone that knows creators, Kyle Thompson's comment. Question for you, David. Did you turn the water heater off? Kyle Thompson, you're awesome. Yes, I did, and I put the sign on the door so I would remember to put it back on.
See, mine's in my basement, so I don't have to worry about that.
Mine's right next to me.
Well, while you answer that, we have one more question for you.
Okay.
Into this. Do you guys think the GoPro has to step it up with the app? Yeah. To get those easy edits, And what's funny is I remember when you were known as the GoPro guy, right? And I remember your first video where you're like, I got this special box. I wonder who it's from. Oh, Insta360.
I was so pumped. But also Insta360, GoPro is great. I do like them. I've thought that they were going to go out of business like for the past 3 years, just being like, how are they going to compete with what everyone else is making? DJI in particular, when they made the Osmo Action, I went, oh, GoPro's screwed. Because if this is like Gen 1 edition and they're going to make other cameras. And then my other thought was DJI has like, 30 or 40 great products? GoPro's got one. They've got the Max. They've got all their accessories. But they have one product. They used to have levels of the GoPro. Now they're like, we just have one. It's a Hero 10 Black. Buy it. And you go, well, and I thought it was going to happen this year, actually, because remember the GoPro 10 came out, and like 2 weeks later, DJI was like, we're dropping the Action 2. And if DJI would have just made the Osmo Action better, not done the modular stuff, just gone with it, boom, got it, Jack, keep it. See you, Brandon. Just done that, made it dope. I don't know what GoPro would have done. They would have been like, oh, we have a camera that just released 2 weeks ago, and it got totally blown out of the water by DJI's thing 2 weeks later. And we have one product, and DJI could like take a hit. Like they could even offer it for a lower price and just say like, hey, we're going to take a hard hit this year. We're going to barely have any profit margin on the Action 2, and we're going to just clean GoPro's clock. So I've thought that for a long time.
Yeah, I wish they didn't go to the modular thing. I mean, I feel like they had something great with that first edition, and I thought they were going to improve more upon that, and they just, I don't know, I feel like they kind of blew it. They could have just wiped out GoPro at this point. But
yeah, 100%. But it was just because the first edition was so good. It was like, oh, go like the Osmo Action 1. I guess it's the Osmo Action and the Action 2, but the Osmo Action, it was doing things that the GoPro already couldn't do. Like even like the screen, the UI, I was like, oh, the circular lens that screwed off. And they ditched all of that when they came out with that little deal.
And you can't replace the screen or anything. That's crazy.
They need focus groups. That's what they need.
They do. Yeah. They do. But getting to focus groups and knowing your creator, I think we might just have a little special segment here tonight that we're gonna. Well,
right. This is the surprise, yeah.
This is the surprise, and I think we have a special guy, Bert. I think that Kyle.
We found an awesome host for this next segment. So, Paul, you want to explain it real quick, or get into it? I guess either one.
Yeah. Well, let's just. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Bert in right now.
Everybody's favorite rec center at the Creator Camp. This is the game that tests your knowledge. This is Know Your Creator. I'm your host, Bert McElroy, and tonight we'll be going head-to-head with our guest on who knows our creator best. Rules of the game are simple. All you have to do is answer 5 questions correctly, and the contestant with the high score at the end wins the game on Know Your Creator. Hey, what's going on there, Paul and David? You guys ready to play Know Your Creator?
Oh man, Bert, thanks for joining us tonight.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
You're a real special character there.
This is fantastic.
This is the new game show, Know Your Creator. We're gonna pin Paul up here with David. The subject matter is David Manning. We're gonna find out if you guys know your creator.
Let's see if I know him better than he knows himself.
Wait, for this, Bert, did you write the questions?
I wrote the questions.
And does Paul already know the questions?
Paul does not know the questions.
All right, we'll see. Let's see.
So first off, to test you guys' David Manning knowledge, what was the first gear review on David Manning's channel?
I know the first one that did anything that was good.
We're looking for the first.
All right, Paul, you go first. You guess first.
Oh yeah. Also, if you guys want, we were gonna run this on paper. I forgot to put this. You got paper near you?
Oh sure, yeah.
Oh shoot!
Probably go get some paper.
While we're waiting for Paul, here's a review of a wonderful pen called Tactile Turn. It's amazing. It's copper. It's great.
I'm totally unprepared for this, Bert.
Yep.
You should have gave me a bigger warning.
Well, I guess I win.
I didn't want to lead anyone into it.
I already have paper.
I mean, I don't even have paper around.
Paul can answer the questions verbally.
Oh, do we have to write it down? That okay, I guess see what you're getting.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go here. Let me get a bigger pen. Paul, you should really just set up shelves in your thing, and you'd be totally set, man. Set up shelves behind you with all your stuff on it. All right, I'm ready.
I'm just gonna go verbal.
Yeah, you say it, and I'll show you mine. I've already.
All right, first gear review on David Manning's channel.
Apple AirPods.
Yeah, that's what I said too. But it's because it's the one that actually did something. It did well. So I don't know. It's either this or it's the Peak Design backpack. But
so that would be the first official.
I think I know which one it is.
Review on David Manning's channel was the AirPods, but the first gear review was actually.
I did not make an adventure vlog this week. To make up for that though, I'm making the video that everyone's asked for, and it is what is my vlog setup? What's the gear? If you're not into gear, come back this weekend or next week. So this here is what I think is almost the perfect vlogging setup.
So both of you guys got that question wrong.
That's not a review.
0 points. You did a gear review. You went through all the gear that was in your bag.
I did. That's correct.
If you watch the AirPod video, it's, well, I did another gear review, but this is my first official gear review.
Oh, see. All right.
Yep, see. So question number 2. In the video, DJI Osmo Action versus GoPro Hero 7 Black plus skateboard fail, which camera was able to best capture David hitting the ground during the crash?
All right, so I had it on one of these stupid plastic ones. Fell off and boom. Okay.
I feel like this is cheating. I need to find something to write down.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Go, hit me.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna go with the Osmo because I think the GoPro fell off.
If I can remember correctly, I think the DJI, because I just got that stupid camera and I bought it, and then I hit the ground with it and it broke. Well, this thing broke, and I think it was that camera that went flying, and I think the GoPro stayed on long. All right, go ahead.
So this answer is a little subjective because both cameras do show you on the ground, but only one shows you hitting the ground. Let's roll that clip.
God. I crashed.
So Paul got that one right?
I had to have gotten that one right.
That's great. Was it the action that was the longest? I was.
So the GoPro did not actually show you hitting the ground. It showed you on the ground, and then it rolled off into the sunset.
So then it was the GoPro that broke off then.
Yeah, the stabilization did look a little better on the GoPro.
To be fair.
Yeah. Question number 3. Paul, you were winning with 1 point. Question number 3. What video was the last time we saw David Manning with the mustache?
Oh,
I was back from Lake Powell. What would I make a video?
It's been a while, I feel like. Gosh.
It was right after Lake Powell. I just don't know what I made a video about. I was wearing my Lake Powell hat, had my mustache. Oh, dang it. This isn't it, but I think
I don't remember what the video was, but I think I know what it was about.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna guess. I don't think I'm gonna get the title or anything, but maybe I might be able to guess what it was about. I don't know.
Answers?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. It'll be more fair. I don't know what the title of the video is, but I'm gonna guess it's something about bokeh tutorial. I don't know, something how to get a nice, beautiful blurry. But I can't remember.
Totally possible, but it could have also been that scuba thing that I reviewed. Remember that scuba thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went like a scuba. It's like a snorkel thing, but it sits on and it pumps
Oh
air.
yeah.
I tried to make the review at Lake Powell. It didn't work out. Go ahead. What we got.
That clip?
Yeah. Did anybody notice the mid-video shave? When I went to get the long lens, I shaved my face. Not the mustache, though. I kept the mustache. What do you think? Should I keep the mustache? That looks good. I don't care
All right,
what my
Paul.
wife says. I like that.
What was the video?
That video was called "How to Get" or "What You Need to Know to Get Blurry Backgrounds in Photo or Video."
Oh, you're a legend, dude.
It was close. You said bokeh, blur, whatever. So
No,
that video was during the pandemic back in May of 2020.
I didn't think I did it again. I guess I did.
So here's the thing about that. We ran the statistics. Looks like in May 2020, when that mustache appeared, it shows an obvious jump in views and subscribers.
I'm bringing the mustache back.
Tell your wife you're bringing the mustache back.
That's an actual chart, by the way, from Social Blade. So the mustache
was good to me.
Pushed your
I feel
channel.
like you need to be like in a Super Troopers outfit when you
like really short shorts.
I actually have the Super Troopers costume and half of it's screen used. So if you want to borrow it,
that's wonderful.
So that means you need to bring it with you when you go to San Diego, and he needs to grow a mustache in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kyle might be going to San Diego. I don't know about me. I got some stuff to do. I don't know if my parole officer will allow that.
Oh yeah, Bert.
Oh, Bert.
Always in trouble with the law, man.
I mean,
always this guy.
I thought you go everywhere where Kyle goes.
No. Me and Kyle never see each other. We were never seen in the same room together. Never. So, Paul, you got another point on that. We're gonna go 2 points, Paul.
He's a Boca guy.
David, you're still sitting at 0.
Bro, I like, to be fair, I have just a crap memory. That's why I take so many pictures of my life, is so I can remember my life.
So let's hope you get this one right, because I think your wife's watching, right?
Yeah. Well, no, she's putting the girls to bed. She might not be.
Okay.
I might luck out if I'm wrong here.
Do you think
I know
she
our
the
wedding
mustache to come back?
anniversary. I know where when both of my daughters were born. I know I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you think your wife wants the mustache to come back? Did he hear me? No, he didn't hear me.
Good.
Do you think your wife would want the mustache to come back?
No, she hates the mustache. Every time, like just today,
Yeah,
every time I shave, because like today, it was really long because we just been doing our backyard for like a week, and I shaved it and like left the mustache, and I went, "That's so funny." And of course, I always cut it off because of her. All right, hit me with it. Let's go. I'm getting
in David Manning's video, returning my Sony ZV-1.
Ooh,
What was the location and what was on the menu for lunch?
Oh,
I think I might be able to get this one, because I think I think of another favorite creator of mine that had this is one of his most mentioned things, but the problem is I don't remember where the heck it was.
I can't imagine that you're going to remember the location of this, Paul, living in Florida.
Also, it's one of my favorite places. It's like the reason that we went to that spot is because we used to live in Pacific Beach, and that would be like one of the main spots that we would go to. So,
all right. So all I remember,
we'll give you 1 point for the location and 1 point for the food item.
All I remember, it was
if you go ahead.
Okay, it was a Mexican. It was some sort of Mexican food restaurant, and they ate tacos, because I mean Sidney DeYoung's and tacos kind of go together. So I just remember I don't know how I think of it, but yes, he ate tacos. I just don't know what the name of the restaurant was.
It's a little place called Oscars, and those are surf and turf tacos. Morgan takes hers with no pico de gallo, and they were amazing, because if anyone goes to San Diego ever, Pacific Beach or La Jolla, it's a place called Oscars. Surf and turf is the best. You can only eat 2 of them. Don't order 3. 2.
Let's see if that answer is right.
As always, Oscars was amazing.
The best tacos.
The best tacos in San Diego. Yeah, we need to get. Thank you. We gotta get a babysitter more often, so me and Morgan can do fun videos like that. That was a great day. That was a fun day.
So that was
Coke out of a bottle.
That was 2 points for David.
Yeah,
you guys are tied.
Food
We're
porn.
tied?
Those are good.
We're tied.
Ooh,
Coming for you.
don't I get a point for that though?
You did get a point for that, actually. So yes, you're actually still in the lead by 1.
Paul. Dang it, Paul. All right, hit me with it. What do we got?
Question number 5. The most watched video on David's channel is Photography Basics in 10 minutes with 4.4 million views. What is the second most watched video? Bonus points if you get the amount of views correct.
Oh, crap.
Oh my gosh.
I also realized after I wrote this question that David did a video talking about these 2 videos, so he should probably get this.
Yeah, I made a whole video on this, Paul. Gosh, I can't believe you didn't watch that. How many views?
Yeah, and also I'm curious to see if your RPMs changed on that video since that video came out. Talking about the videos.
All right, so my guess, I have no idea what it is, to be honest with you. I cannot remember. But my guess is it has to be some sort of GoPro accessories video, because I mean, he's the GoPro guy, right? So it's got, and I know that the ZV-1 accessories are very good for you, Kyle. So my guess is some sort of GoPro accessories video, and the views. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with we're gonna go with 6 million views. Why not? I don't have no idea.
He wasn't listening to how many views the number 1 video got, but it is a GoPro accessories video, and I'm going to guess 2.3.
Oh, number 1. Stupid me.
Okay, well, we don't have a video because it's a thumbnail. But it's the ultimate GoPro accessories guide of 2019, and it's 1.1 million views.
That's great. That video died off. It doesn't really get much anymore. The photography video still crushes. That video.
Yeah, and
hilarious.
When you talked about that video, you mentioned at that time your RPMs were insane on that video.
Unbelievable. That's when the channel was getting like 15 to 20,000 subs a month. It was silly.
I'm kind of curious now that video's doubled how that actually is doing, but if it's
probably great
went down or if it's still, yeah,
I think it's starting to slow a little bit. But it's I know that for a fact. Like
imagine you were
when you go into your creator thing and you see like how many views the last 48 hours that you've gotten. That video is like almost always around like 9,000 to 12,000 views. It's always just sits there. Were you amazed by that?
That's amazing.
Bert, you're a little off your game, man. You're a little off your game.
Slow.
Who won this, Bert? Did I come ahead by 1 point still?
Clearly.
I think Paul won this by 1 point.
Clearly.
We're not going to get to the tiebreaker since there's no tie.
Good. No more questions. I don't remember my...
Right, we have a winner. Bob, tell them what they won.
Complete sporty compact car. This cozy den, including oak and cane wall units. This fun garden patio, including a mahogany fun tub for two. This fabulous gold bracelet watch. And just look at this great 1976 station wagon.
And as always, thanks for watching. We will see you next week on Know Your Creator.
Wow.
That was a pretty fun segment, you guys.
Wow.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I just saw Maurice Mercado is in here too. He's awesome. Another great creator. Check out his channel. He said, "What's my favorite sponsor?" It's either Cuts or Epidemic Sound, but only because Epidemic Sound, like I just wouldn't be able to do what I do without them.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
I'll tell you what, I absolutely love Epidemic Sound. I've used SoundCloud, Artlist, and Epidemic. Epidemic just has the best dang 80s feel music, and I love their variety.
Matty Hapoya vibe.
Well,
Epidemic Sound all day.
All of the music in this creator camp is Epidemic Sound.
Is it? See,
everything on my channel is Epidemic Sound. I just love it. I haven't had any channel sponsors with them yet or anything, but I was trying to set up something. And this is something, if you want to get involved too, be kind of fun. I was talking to Chris Brockhurst about this. I kind of came up with this idea a while ago where you go to their website on your phone, go down to the part where it's like genres, where it does like film and cinema and all that stuff. You go, you like flip the phone and then you just put your finger down and land on the genre.
And you just got to go with it.
And then you go into the genre and then you flip it and you go with it. We're going to call it, I want to make a video called Epidemic Roulette.
I'm making that video tomorrow. I'm going to beat you to it.
You end up
no, you should never give your ideas on the internet. It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah, well, you land on the song and then the creator, that person has to make a short film. And obviously, you'd have to all be together and you can help each other.
Yeah.
You make a short film using that song, like a little 2-minute clip or something. And then at the end, we judge who had the best clip using said song.
That's a solid idea. That's a good one. No, I mean, like with Epidemic Sound, they're just like someone just wrote it. Jared just said it. He said Epidemic for content creation, Artlist for client work. Is there a ghost in here?
Was that not planned?
No, my light just fell over.
Oh my gosh.
What was that? Holy cannoli. Hang on.
While you guys are at it, go to shopdavidmanning.com and pick up your Be a Good Human.
Hey, that was great. It didn't die.
Sorry, we're just doing a quick ad for you, David.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Be a Good Human and David Manning now on sale on shopdavidmanning.com. You can also go pick up a black large. Oh, sorry. No, you don't. You're out of large t-shirts, David. I couldn't order a shirt.
We're out of a lot of stuff because I haven't said on the channel yet, but we're going to do a big sale to like sell off everything that we have and then make a big switch to a new person that's going to make the shirts. Because
you don't want to make them at home anymore.
Dude, have you seen that video where we make everything here? Like we do the vinyl cut, and it's because my wife's in a band. She's the Morgan Lee Band. Check out Morgan Lee Band on Spotify. LEIGH Morgan Lee. Their band, we've always made their shirts for them. So like they had the heat press, they had all this stuff. The pandemic started, the channel starts taking off, and everyone's like, make a t-shirt out of this, like make the merch. And of course, when I said be a good human on there, someone was like, you got to make a shirt out of that. That's it, man. And I went, that's great. So I started looking for all these shops. You couldn't get shirts anywhere. You couldn't hit up a screen print shop. They're like, we're all closed. We're not doing it right now. And we go, okay, well, we have this vinyl from making her band shirts. We have a bunch of her shirts from the band shirts. And we have the contact to be able to buy blanks, and they were still open. So legit, the entire pandemic, we were all the shirts, all the hoodies, everything. We sit there and we like one by one have to peel out the inner little peel all that out. And
I did mine. I did a run of band T-shirts at home, so I could do that too. And ours, I learned how to do screen printing. I baked in a screen and
really? You went like on a press and,
wow. The material that we used, I always kind of got like crusty. It didn't it wasn't nice. Now my friends, they just moved down to Florida finally, but he had a company they started called Iron and Ink that was kind of tattoo weightlifting like vibe, but
they're from Minnesota.
Yep, well they were, now they moved to Florida, but they were doing all like his band's t-shirts as well and stuff, and we were trying to get our merch done for them for a little while since they had a whole press setup and everything like that, like a legit bump out 100 shirts in a day kind of place.
So we're gonna make a switch over to them. I'm still a little shocked.
You should. I would say it's too bad you can't get like some cut shirts though for that. It'd be it'd be super expensive.
It's expensive. No,
like when you mentioned that, I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm a brand ambassador with them.
Yeah.
Same deal. I just love that company. I love their clothes, but I just love that they're a real independent company that really pushes
creators. Here's my biggest thing was like the reason I first signed up for Epidemic Sound back in the day was because I watched a video where Maddie and Peter went to like Iceland or something crazy, and they were like, Epidemic paid for this whole trip and everything, and I was going through all the different like music things at the time, because there weren't as many of them back then, but I went, I want to give my business to somebody that is supporting creators. So it's kind of like a funky thing, like with all the obviously like sponsored content, like, you got to listen to me talk for 60 seconds about who's the sponsor of the video. I get that I always make chapters so people can skip ahead if they want, but those are companies that are like making this possible for me, so that I can keep making videos. So somebody that actually watches my channel and goes like, hey, I wish he'd make more videos. That's what sponsors help do. And by supporting sponsors, it supports me and the channel. So it's like, like anytime you're going to give your business to somebody, you kind of look around and go like, well, who's like really in the community, like really like trying to help other creators? Like that's who I want to give my business to. So and that's what's nice is that, I mean, they're both great. I just like that the owner of the company too, like, isn't above anything. He's the guy that pushes. He's probably markets more than his PR team, and I mean, he's a great guy. So good people.
And I still never got response though from my I had to challenge Gronk in the Cuts Gronk Chug challenge. I don't know if you saw that video of mine, but
no.
They were like, we're gonna do this Gronk Chug challenge. You got to be part of it. I'm like, do you know who you're asking? I have a Beer Fest costume. I literally have a screen replica Beer Fest costume. So when I showed those guys, they're like, oh, you can challenge Gronk if you want. Like normally we're going to ask you, they wanted us to challenge other Cuts ambassadors. He's like, if you can literally do that, challenge Gronk in your video and see what happens. And
it'd be great.
They posted it, but I just put it on the forum and just done. Done. And they were just like, what the hell?
My wife was like, wow, how in the world did you do that?
I had people saying like, you speed ramped that. It's like, I'll do it live if you want. I mean, like
I've been practicing this for 20 years.
Like I literally beat both Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan in like, because one of the guys from the movies actually lives in Minneapolis or lived in Minneapolis. So
somebody I was using a camera as a mic stand.
It's just a Manfredo pixie.
Yep.
That's it.
David, you got to check out the blue arm, the like pocket.
Oh, you're so fancy.
These things
I don't
you can attach.
these
You can attach on
streams,
your.
though.
You can attach this on your.
I've got a thing
on your desk.
Wait, look, I have a thing. Hold on. This is gonna be disaster. This is how the live stream ends right here.
Okay, yeah.
I got a thing.
I have that. I had that too, and now I just do this, and I like it.
Yeah, whatever gets it out of the way.
I just got the K3M, and I have like a NTG5, and man, I love it. And I just haven't. They sent me also. Like, this Rode sent me with. They're nice. They sent me this like arm in the podcast mic, and I feel like I need to use it because it's a podcast mic. But I really do like this. I might try the NTG5 next week at a shot.
This is the regular NTG.
They also sent me that as well. But
it's great, dude. This mic is like good for everything.
I haven't tried the new one yet. The new Go2 whatever, but it sounds almost the same as this, which is weird. But.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much it's this same mic. They just got rid of the controls. Yeah. So they were like, we're gonna do this mic without an internal battery.
I leave mine at 7, so I go 7 and 7 on the A7 III. So.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. 7, 7, 7.
I think I do 7 and 10. 10 on the camera. 7 on.
So really quick before we make you leave, I'm curious about this because I'm sure a lot of people here are. Sure. You shoot photography, right? And so you shoot Sony. Yeah. And I know you have an A7S III, but what's your wedding camera? Are you?
Now it's the A7 IV.
Oh, so you got the A7 IV? Okay.
Yeah. So the A7 IV, I really like it. I think it's killer. Video coming soon at some point. But I mean, the A7S III just doesn't do, the 12 megapixel sensor isn't going to cut it for a wedding. So that's my wedding camera now. Is that?
Did you use an A7 IV for or A7 R4 for your weddings up until the A7 IV?
No, dude. I still was shooting on an A7 R2.
Oh wow.
Those things are still my favorite. It's so much smaller. It's so much like, like when you just get dialed into a camera so much, like switching is painful. Mm-hmm. Now, not so much. Like the last few generations are all pretty similar, like everything. That camera is different than this camera, and it took me a while to get used to the A7 IV. Yeah.
My buddy uses an A7 R2 still, but when you jump up to that new, the newer ones with a bigger battery, that C battery, you're like, I can shoot a whole wedding without changing out a battery. Almost.
I would go to a wedding with like 12 batteries.
Yeah, I know. Dunno was looking at. He ended up picking up that A1 finally. And he was just like, I don't even want to touch another camera photography again. So.
I know it's just such a
expensive. You could buy a couple cameras for that thing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, anytime you're running a business, you're obviously sitting there trying to weigh the pros and cons of like purchasing something. Like, how am I going to get an ROI on this within the business? The A1 versus the A7R or A7 IV, image quality wise, like we're going to go out and do a photo shoot and we're going to put our edits on it. If I put my edit on the A7 IV and the A7 you're not going to see, or A1, you're not going to see the difference. Obviously that has advantages where like the speed of it's crazy. It's going to shoot like crazy. I think just, I want to get the A1 just because it's fun. But then like the smart side of my brain is like, I have 2 A7S IIIs. I now have an A7 for A7 IV. I don't need it.
I'm surprised you didn't ditch one of the A7 IIIs when you bought that A7 IV.
I thought about it, but
especially for that street value on that camera right now.
I know it's still pretty good, but I have one camera that it's back there right now. It's in a weird mode right now. Hold on. It's in like full rigged out mode right now. But this camera without this usually just sits on it never leaves here. Like it's in the, like that's the camera that's like set up, the mic's set, everything's plugged in, the monitor's there. I can go out, I can shoot with this. Oh, this one. Or this one. This is usually the vlog one. I can go out, I can do all the other video, and I can come back here and I know I can just go boom, hit record and film the sit down portion of a video and like it's done. As opposed to like taking this camera, taking this off it, taking up So
I feel like my studio's like that too, because I have like my main desk. I now have like an L desk because I have a standing desk over here.
Yeah.
That I'll actually drag out and put it with that as my background. So it's kind of like your setup.
Yeah.
Inspired by your setup because I wanted to stand. There's something about standing that's nice. And I was like putting cardboard boxes on my desk and putting like a fake top on that, but you couldn't move because it would like.
Do you know what?
Shake
it's because when you're standing, like, so in my setup, I always have to lean over on the desk because of how the angle is.
Right.
But you are so much more dynamic. Like you can be like, oh, let me grab something real quick and move. And when you're sitting, you just, I think it's hard to like imagine doing a speech. Like if you were to give a speech and you were like, but I'm going to give it from a chair. Hello, everybody. Like it just feels weird. Like, you don't feel like you can be, I don't know.
Well, also just doing the walk in the frame, it always looks weird when you walk in and then you like bounce down onto a chair.
Yeah. I always cut right there.
So I was going to try to do that tonight on your fake background, but I was just like, I'd have to like walk like this into the shot. So I didn't do it, but no, it's just every time I do a video, then it's just like everything's everywhere, every camera. Like I was going to try to use my like A6400 as my talking head for a while because that with like the Sigma 16 is just super sharp anyways.
Yep.
Sometimes I like the look of it a little bit better than the A7S III for studio stuff if the lighting's right, but it's just like every time you move stuff, everything's like, oh, well, now I gotta put it all back and spend an hour.
And this is kind of where, again, like we said with the YouTube thing, is like this might be where this is all leading to, is that we stop having such a perfect setup. And like right now, my camera's not on the big truck, so I could just grab you guys and be like, hey, let's go over here and like let me show you guys around, and then just pop you down wherever and then just keep chatting to you. And maybe this is what YouTube videos should be more like.
Probably.
That's what I've been thinking.
I feel like this should be a video of yours in the next couple of weeks.
I think like my YouTube prediction, just in case, things really go well.
My next video, it's almost done. This week it probably will come out. And it's about, kind of sort of like that same thing. Do you need a really expensive A7S III to make really amazing YouTube videos? And spoiler alert, I have an A7C, which is my streaming camera, and it's kind of like the camera that is my photography camera, or when I go out and shoot with my wife, she uses this one because she likes the smaller body. She used to have like a 6600 and I upgraded her full frame. But I think that, I shot this camera with Kyle and did a lot of B-roll in 120 frames a second in HD, and he mixed it in with his A7S III content, and nobody probably could even tell the difference. This is the A7C, yes.
Yeah, he has the A7S III as well, but
I have the S3 as well, but this is like my V cam. And
when you came to Disney, for whatever reason, you just brought the A7C. I still don't understand why.
You wanted better photos. You wanted good photos.
I think they still take good photos, but
fair.
But it's funny because I was running S-Log 3 on everything. Maybe my white balance was a little off. Who knows? But I had the ZV-1, the S-Log 3, and then his camera, and I'm editing, and I'm like, Paul shot in standard profile, and it looks better than all three of the cameras that are around. No. I had to really tweak with that S-Log to get it right. And
I have like a huge list of like brainstormed ideas for videos. One of them is S-Cinetone versus S-Log 3. Like, is it worth it? And again, like just the 10-second spiel on it is that no, it's not worth it. If there's more to it.
See, this is an argument that depends on who you're talking to, because if you bring Donna in here with this argument, he's going to just shut that down right away.
But the videos that Donna makes have to be like, because so here's the thing, is that when you are coming from a place of authority, especially talking on cameras, you got to nail it. Because if you don't, then you lose that place of authority. You're like, someone's like, bro, you just had like a 20-minute thing talking about cameras and your white balance is jacked. Like that's like the first 10, and so I totally get that if you're mainly making like camera videos or like gear videos or how to, like what a lot of us are making. Yeah. Like in that element, like I can't show bad GoPro clips on the channel, even if it's a cool moment. Like it's got to look great, because that's what people are coming for, is like, hey, this is the guy who's going to show me how to make it look great. So when you're in that genre, like that's what you're talking about. But if you're just like, hey, I'm going on the street, like I want to make video. I just want to make videos. Like, what's the fastest way to be able to make videos and like more focus on? Do you guys watch Mark Bone? I think that's his name, Mark Bone. He has a great video recently, like talking about the one thing that I think it's called like the one thing that documentaries get wrong, and it's that people don't start from the perspective of who's the subject and what's the question.
I think he He just did this video with McKinnon too, basically, but
Okay.
he came in with that angel. Yeah.
It's just like, and even in a video just that we're making on for YouTube, I'm always trying to remember that idea of like, there needs to be a setup, there needs to be a conflict, and there needs to be a resolution. And even if I'm just making a review video, the setup is, what am I trying to figure out? It's like, there's a video, I'm not going to spoil it. Let's say I was making a video about this and the X2. It's like, all right, today we got the One RS. There's a lot of edits in my videos. And the One X2, trying to figure out, like, if you're somebody that's just looking for their first action camera, which of these makes the most sense to pick up? That's what we're going to figure out today. So you've set the video up with, like, here's the question, here's like the mission that we're going on, right? And I think that a lot of times we don't do enough of that because trying to make perfect videos, and perfection,
or you want that
enemy of
fun cinematic intro. For me, like I've always been like, everyone else does talking heads, you do the same stuff I try to do.
Yeah.
What can I do different?
Yeah.
And I really like the idea of, like, we forget we have all this camera stuff. We talk about this is what you need to have, and then you forget to do it.
Go do it.
That's why, like
it.
First off, I would like to see some of your like early vlog content come back a little bit.
We had
you
so
were
much
talking
fun
about that earlier. People, I didn't go enough into your channel, but like you have like 35, 36 videos that doesn't even talk about a single camera until you have one week where you didn't do a video. And that's kind of how my thing started too. But like,
well, we didn't really have a channel before. So before the AirPods, before the pandemic, I barely had a YouTube channel. It was like a small little project thing. But even going back to like the vlog stuff, dude, we just made videos for our honeymoon. We went on like a 28-day honeymoon through Europe, and we didn't even talk to the camera it was literally just like a video montage of all this different stuff. And it was just for us and like our friends, right? And then, but even our friends were like, man, I wish you would have kind of like explained where you were, what you were doing. So then Morgan got a chance to sing the national anthem at Madison Square Garden. So we fly to New York, and we don't have kids at this point. So we're like, we're going to like, let's do it. Like, let's film again. It'll be super fun. Like, let's try it. And there's a shot in there where like, we're just walking down the street, and I'm trying to talk to the camera, and I'm going, this feels super weird to be talking to a camera while all these people are walking through, but we're going to try it because we want to tell you guys and you know, more of what we're doing as we do it. And then we make all the New York vlogs. We went to Thailand, we went to Hawaii. Like, I love that style. And my dream is to be able to like take that style of travel-y vloggy and review-y stuff and like mush them.
I tried, like, well, first off, that's kind of how Kara Nate's channel started. I don't know if you watch them or not, but
yeah, I love Kara Nate.
They did their like honeymoon into like, what was it, Thailand or something like that, or I forget where they started, but and then it was just like they went 2 weeks and they're like, well, we could go 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
And then they went 2 more weeks, and then they're like, we have 1,000 subscribers. We should keep going with this. And now
100
5 years later. Yeah, now they're 5 years later, they're ridiculous. But
that's
but like I kind of did the same thing. I did this video on the ZV-1 where I was like, I want to do something practical, but also make a video how people who want to buy this make the video.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're going to Mexico. No one has used this camera to travel because it was pandemic when it came out.
Yeah, it's true.
It was like, I'm going to make a travel vlog that's not a travel vlog because it's disguised like a travel vlog, but it's actually a gear review.
That's a solid idea.
So we were like walking around Mexico, and the whole time I'm talking about the camera while I'm like introducing, like, oh, look at that cool taco stand over there. You know, I bet you the B-roll on this camera would be really awesome. And then would cut to like a montage of the guys making the tacos. And that video, like I
good ideas.
Kind of winged it a little bit. And then when I got it all together, I was like, I think I kind of have something here. It's a travel vlog video that talks about the gear, but it's really heavily disguised as a travel video. And I really was talking about how the whole video does like in the intelligent mode is the best mode for this camera for just traveling.
Yeah.
Because it does everything for you, which is, you know, awesome. More than program auto. And
winged it. Again, like if you think of like a Casey video, back in the day, he was making them in one day.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you try, you can't do anything but wing it. Like you might be able to sit for like 10 minutes and be like, okay, what are the main things that I need to
Right.
talk about? Like make sure I cover on something. And then you just have to go film it and make it and then come back. And like he would always say, like, the story's in the edit. Like, so he would just sit them down and edit. And that's when he would figure out. I want to do more of that. I am not that right now. I'm like, I like write out all my talking points, not like scripted, but I like write out all the points because I usually end up saying too much. So then I have to edit it down. Like I'll usually start with a solid 45 minutes and then try to squeeze that down to like 12 to 15.
Like, my Crane M3 video was an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you're like, no one wants to watch this.
Like I need to go down to at least 20 minutes. Like that would be a goal at this point. So but doing videos like that were fun. And then I also kind of took a lot of stuff from like Josh Yo where like do something with the equipment before you just talk about it. So like he makes, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm doing what Josh Yo is doing because no one's doing that, but he barely does it because he's got no time to do it. But like make a fun storyline. Even Peter Lindgren does the same thing where he does a fun story and then cuts into like the video.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea of starting the video with not necessarily talking about the gear, but you're using it. You're making some fun with it.
Yeah, and the joy with using it is like then your video is not perfect. It's like you're not going to be perfect, and it shouldn't be. Like your exposure should be changing because you're like, I can't. Which thing is it that does this? Hold on, let me. What did I just do? Like that should be part of it because that's actually how you use the camera, how it like the actual experience was with that camera, and that's I think those are going to be great.
The cool thing with doing channel for me, what I thought putting into that like that story part of it is that you're putting yourself into the video now, not just the gear.
Yeah.
So people who did search your video, who like I'm really good with TubeBuddy and all that stuff and getting, high SEO scores. I know that most of my stuff is search related, most of the views and stuff. So if you get that, and then they're like, I like this kid, he's funny.
That's how you just like back to what me and Brandon were talking about is like the way that you branch out, the way that you aren't just that one thing is that you, while talking about highly searchable content, you insert enough of who you are into it that someone makes a connection with you and they go, you know what? I like this guy. And like some of my favorite comments to get are someone that's like, dude, I don't even own this camera or have no interest in this camera, but I just watched all 18 minutes of your video. Great video. And I'm like, that's like, dude.
Yeah. Like I don't miss an episode of Potato Jet or like I like his vlog channel better, but
I don't.
You
don't miss an episode of mine either, right? Come on, Kyle. You never miss mine, right?
Oh no, of course not.
It's like mine is like.
I mean, you saw the detail that I probably spent more time this week looking for those shots.
I'm very impressed
than the show.
You did very good research. That was very fun.
This guy is like. I feel like he's spending way too much time on this live stream and not focusing on his channel anymore. But
it's been 4 weeks since I put out my channel. I'm a little burnt out from working at a pharmacy. That's just crazy all the time with vaccines and So I'm
you work at a pharmacy.
He does
full time. I work at a hospital pharmacy. So
I'll call you after the live stream, buddy.
But and we changed this. This used to be called Sony Alpha or the Alpha Shot. We were getting used to streaming after Paul left Drone Brews, and it was like there was so much work to make all the slides, the backgrounds, the intros. I got like some of the video clips from the intro and the outro are from like Donna and Sydney.
Camera camp and stuff like that.
I think one shot in there was from Say Park
from me when me and him were in there.
I don't know if you saw his last video, but he had a loaner. He had a couple of new items that were not released yet. Like I think it was the Crane M2S or something.
That's fun.
A car. He was filming like a car scene in a parking lot, and like the car ran over the M2S with his A7 III on it, A7S III, and it broke his Viltrox lens that was also a prototype. So he lost 2 prototypes and almost lost his camera in like one segment. And
I did not see that, but that is so painful.
I know. That's when you were talking about that earlier. I was
close to the crunch time here, and I really want to make sure get this. I want to respect you. We're already going 20 minutes over, so I just appreciate you spending time with us tonight. I think I prepped you for this. I usually prep them for this question, but we're going to go into this last segment we always like to end the show on.
A camera camp.
So this is
Go ahead.
I prepped you for this, right? I told you about this, right?
Maybe.
Okay. It's just tell us about a time when, your one time at band camp or camera camp, your one time shooting that's kind of embarrassing or a funny story.
Oh, wow. A funny story while shooting. Okay, I got a good one. Oh gosh. It made my heart stressful just immediately thinking of it. Luckily, they were friends of mine, or friends-ish. Like, we were close enough that it was fine. I was really like just getting going with photography, so we're talking like 08, 09 at this point. And I'm just trying to, like, anyone that'll have me do family photos, anyone that'll like couples photos, whatever, please, let's do this. At the time, I lived in a town called Rancho Bernardo. The photo shoot is taking place in Ramona, which is like 20-ish minutes away, 25 minutes away. Ramona's like rolling hills, family portrait backdrop. So this family is like, cool, we'll get our 3 kids. We'll meet you up there. Luckily, they were worried about dinner and stuff like that. So we didn't do sunset. We did like a solid hour and a half, maybe an hour before, like I would want to have done. Anyways, I get there, I get my camera. I'm walking around. I'm like checking different spots out and stuff like that. And I pull my camera up and I'm like, I'm making a couple test shots. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, come on. What is going on? No battery. I run back to my bag. As I'm looking through my bag, they pull up. And as at the time I didn't have kids. But now I know, oh my gosh, what it must have been like to get 3 children ready, 4 family portraits, all this stuff. And they roll up and I have to look up and be like, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't have batteries right now for my camera. I have to go home and come back. It's going to be like an hour. And they were so nice. Like, they were so, so kind that they went and got food or something like that. I don't know how they didn't get food on the kids' clothes. They didn't. I drove so very fast. And yeah, that was horrible.
Bet you never forgot batteries ever again, did you?
It's what made me start a checklist. I have checklists for like all my different types of shoots that I go on, and I legit like have it. And I'm like, what up? Yep. And then I can throw my gear in the car.
Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you get your checklists for your all your side hustles.
100%.
Hey man, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. Kyle and I really thank you a lot. Do you have, before we finally leave, do you have any small plugs or any special projects you might be having coming up that you might want people to know about, check you out with?
No, just support other creators. Like like I said, in the comment, these guys, Paul, Kyle, you guys are awesome, dude. Maurice is in there. I know Brandon Talbot, you gotta hit him up. Rob Sam, like, go hit these people up. That's how this whole thing works, is that everyone lifts each other up, shares ideas, I'm like an open book. Anyone that wants to hit me up about the channel, or like, hey, how did you do this? Or what's your ideal? I'm an open book. I love talking about that stuff.
5 a.m. though, right?
100%.
Like 4. Jared just wrote next week we have Jared Spink on the show, by the way.
Yeah, buddy. Jared, hey, we talked about this before we even started live. Me and you got to talk. I've been the worst. It's my fault.
Yeah, Jared. I got to talk to Jared too about possibly borrowing his studio to do Sydney's video.
Yeah.
When I might be heading down to California for a week or so. So yeah, David, if you're around, I'll put the booster board in the trunk and we can go make your
come
one X2 video versus the RS video.
We'll go surfing.
Ooh, I'm not good at surfing.
Yeah, but you'll learn so fast.
Ooh, that sounds terrible.
No, it sounds like a great vlog. Do it. All right.
We'll get video of you in a wetsuit.
Oh boy, I've actually scuba dived with whale sharks. So
you fancy.
We'll just take off the black square and
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, we know there's really a Speedo under that, though, right?
If you guys really want to see something awesome, though, at the end of this video, we're gonna have you thought the intro was pretty raunchy. The outro we have today.
To be fair, the outro is gonna be the same outro we play every week, so there's no skinny dipping David Manning in there.
Thank you.
I went through 3 versions of that intro before I was like, I don't know what he's gonna think of this.
I'm gonna show him naked.
It's on his channel. I don't know.
Welcome.
I always look for that one thing where someone does something and then they go,
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. I was like, well, you didn't have. I was gonna do the shimmy to get in the door.
Yeah.
When Morgan locked you out of the car.
Dude, she doesn't.
And then you did this thing like, I already did it, and then you like turned to the camera. I was like,
we have to spin, and she does the whole thing.
Well, I mean, now you guys got to go find that video and just comment on it and watch it. There you go.
Yep. Go check out
back and watch
Maui videos.
Go back and watch David Manning's early videos because he's got some good content. I mean, for you, you're gonna think they're cringy, but like they're fun to watch.
People will nice know how I got this tattoo in Thailand. Yep.
And then you can start making throw in a couple of those while you're that's all you gotta do is just get your new
Do you see your comment? Look at your comments, Kyle.
Hold on, I'm back in the clip. Oh yeah. Yep.
My wife's in the live stream. I love you, baby. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
And Morgan, everybody wants the mustache to come back. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. She might not have heard it because she was doing bedtime.
Content just skyrocketed after that mustache.
Right with the mustache, babe. The mustache is what launched this channel.
Is where it's at.
Yeah, nothing to do with anything else. It was just the mustache. It was actually the mustache. It might have actually been the beard.
Makes them. Oh,
it could have been the beard.
I like it. I don't know.
Well, guys, we thank you so much, and always join us every Wednesday night here, 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Central. Right, so. Just thank you so much, David, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Last time I got to talk to you was on Drone Brews, so I just appreciate you coming out tonight. So.
Hey, who rolls that intro? Who does it?
Wait, who
runs the intro? Who does it? Which one of you?
I'm either one of us.